Welcome back to SoulBack. This is the R&B podcast. Kyle here, back with Tom and Ed. What's going on, guys?
What is going on, players? As we record, man, it's been a hard week and a half for hip hop. So if I'm in a little bit in my feelings, we're gonna snap it out of it today because my mind is on my boy Black Rob. We just lost DMX the other day. A lot going on. So, man, we'll talk a little R&B to kind of lift the spirits around here.
Well, luckily, Ed, I got something to cheer you up. I prepared a little something. We've been at this for about, 5-6 years now, I think, and I don't think I gave you guys enough props. So what I did was I went into my discography and looked into some artists and thought of an artist I can compare each of you to. Like, Ed, you are the this of R&B podcasting. Kyle, you're the... All right, okay. Who wants theirs first?
Give it to Ed. Let's see what he is.
All right, give it to me.
And Ed, I got to warn you, I'm comparing you to an artist who, one of your favorites, by the way, but we don't nearly name this artist enough on this podcast. And I'm not going to give any explanation either. Okay. You just got to accept it and move on.
Okay. Now I'm worried.
You are, of R&B podcasters, you are the Alexander O'Neal.
Alexander O'Neal.
What? Alexander O'Neal?
I heard his song in the car today, and I'm like, Bowser.
That's Ed Bowser. Hey, Tom, you got to be careful about saying the word Bowser. Nintendo's out here suing.
Nintendo,
you got to be careful.
Yeah. Well,
yes, I heard that.
Okay, Ed Bowser, unaffiliated with Bowser from Super Mario. Is that better?
Hashtag not all Bowsers. Let us live, player.
Kyle?
Yes.
I got one for you too.
All right.
Kyle, of R&B podcasters, you are the James Fauntleroy.
Oh, man.
What? That's a good one.
That's
actually a good one.
Oh,
both of these are hilarious to me.
I think the Fauntleroy one is fits. The Alexander O'Neal, that I admit that was just kind of a joke.
You just threw it out there.
You just now admit that. Yes.
I just wanted to name Alexander O'Neal on a podcast because I don't think we ever have.
That's true.
We don't, and we should, because that's my guy.
Well, Tom, can we call you the Jacquees of R&B podcast?
Oh, yes, we can.
His new mixtape has Joe, Jon B, and Donell Jones on it. He covered 3 songs, and those are your top 3.
Are we talking about this? Are we actually going to talk?
We're not going to talk about it. Well, maybe later, but I just wanted to point it out.
You don't want me to talk about it. Just leave it at that.
Bring that up later, Kyle. I would love to.
Okay. We'll talk about it later. But I want to give a shout out first before we go any further. I got to shout out our guy from France. I can't pronounce his name, but he hit us up recently on our @SoulBack podcast handle on Instagram. Go follow us. And he's from France. He doesn't really speak a lot of English, but he gave us so much props and said, you know, he recently discovered us and he loves our podcast. He loves the fact that we talk about R&B. And even though we all have different tastes, we seem to get along, which is nice to know.
That is actually pretty true.
But yeah, shout out to the homie. I mean, I saw the post. I thought it was great. Yeah. And it proves, I mean, he said that, you know, English isn't my first language. I understood it better than some of these tweets y'all sent me. So what's your excuse? People with English from your first language. However, it's always good to see the love. I appreciate the love. And that's why we do what we do, because we are connecting the R&B community here.
Kyle, can I give a couple of quick shout outs?
Yes.
First of all, shout out to everyone who's been tuned in every week live on Instagram, on YouTube. We really appreciate that. Appreciate all the feedback. I want to give a couple of quick shout outs to our guy, Desario, graphic designer. He's hooked us up with some graphics, and out of the kindness of his heart, he came to us and hooked us up with them. Like, we didn't even ask. So I think that's special. He deserves a shout out. And I want to shout out our boy, Nico. He's a new member of I Got Soul. We haven't officially introduced him, but he's doing a lot with us behind the scenes. So he definitely deserves props.
I haven't even met Nico yet. So yeah, shout out.
Yep, absolutely. Man, so much to talk about here in R&B. And I'll tell you what, Tom, I think it's time to start off with our R&B trivia that you have prepared. And I don't know if if I'm allowed to make up prizes, but I think the winner of this R&B trivia should get a copy of that new Ninja Turtles game that's coming out for the Switch. Ed, can we talk about that game and how nostalgic it is?
Listen, player, Turtles in Time is one of my favorite games ever. They got this joint coming out for the Switch called like Shredder's Revenge or something. It looks like a throwback to the 90s. I'm here for it. Can't wait.
2 things about that game. If any of you guys pick Leonardo, I'm not playing the game with you. That's it. That's my guy.
Is that
my last name is Leo. I get Leonardo. That's just how it goes.
That is how it goes.
You get Leonardo, I get the Bowser lawsuit. We see how that goes.
And secondly, speaking of Turtles in Time, I was never able to master that move where you throw the guy at the screen and like take him out in one move, the foot soldier. How does that even work?
I think it's random. It's random.
No, it's not random. There's a way to do it. There's a boss you have to beat, and you can only throw him at the screen. I don't remember how to do it.
I don't know. But as far as the trivia, you guys ready?
Yes.
I guess.
This is the 4th week we're doing this. And I got a little special something in store for you guys. This is the R&B Masters Edition. So I gave you guys some hard questions before. Now we're at the point where if you guys can answer any of these questions, you are an R&B master. And on top of that, I'm going to give you the same question at the same time. So if either of you can speak up, it's not one each.
Okay.
And this is going to be tough, guys. If you can get one, that Ninja Turtles game is on the way to your house.
Kyle always gets the softballs. I always get the hardballs. So since both of us are getting it, maybe I can figure this thing out.
All right, I'll start out with the easiest question of the bunch.
Okay.
Name both members of the group Product G&B.
Oh, man.
You know I cannot name group members. We've talked about this. I ain't got nothing for you. Shout out to Product G&B. I don't know.
I actually know this.
Yeah.
Maria and Maria.
Oh, come on. Product G&B are our boys. We just reached out to them for an interview. You better know, Kyle.
Did we get it?
No.
Oh, obviously not if you don't know their name.
It's Marvin and David.
Yes, Marvin is familiar. Yes.
All right. And actually, their debut that got shelved had some dope songs on it, if you guys haven't heard that.
I have not heard the shelved debut. No.
Nope.
Check on LimeWire. You'll find it.
Okay, I hope you give me the Norton to clean up my freaking computer.
Next up, how many albums? I'm going to name an artist. Tell me how many albums this artist has put out. Joe.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Wait, the holiday album doesn't count.
Okay. So like albums.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should know this because I ranked them about
You guys can work together as a team if you want.
All right. All right, Ed, let's go. Let's list them. I think this will help.
Okay.
So we got the first album that no one actually knows about.
That's
everything.
Very good.
Then we have All That I Am.
Yes.
My Name Is Joe.
Yes.
The one with Let's Stay Home Tonight.
Yes.
What is that? What's that album called? I can see it.
He has a leather jacket on the cover.
It's like orangey.
I thought it was yellow.
What's that album?
Yellow?
What's that album, Ed?
Oh, I don't know. I can see
Better
it.
Days. Better Days.
Better Days.
Yes.
Yes. Better Days. You're right.
And then we have the G Unit album.
The album that had More and More on it.
It's called More and More, right?
Oh, it's called that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
called
No,
that.
I thought that was And Then, or did we skip?
Oh no, it is.
Oh yeah, no, it's called And Then. Yeah. That's the album with More and More on.
Yes.
Yeah. And the G Unit song.
Oh, the G. Yes, we got it.
And then
now we're into Kyle's era right here.
Yes.
And then there's Nothing Like Me.
Ain't Nothing Like Me.
Ain't Nothing Like Me.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the album where is that the album he looked like Nas on the cover?
Yes. He had the hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looked like Nostradamus.
The Nostradamus, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then after that, it's Signature. No?
I feel like we missed one.
No, I think it's Signature.
Okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. I don't have the Wikipedia up, so I can go with what you guys say.
And then
Wait, what number are we on? Is that number 7?
That's what I was saying. I've lost count. I think we're at like. Was that 6 or 7? I thought it was 6.
It would help if we had like movie magic that would like bing bing every time we listed it
I know.
Out. You're the producer. I can't help you on that one.
All right, I'm gonna find it. Keep going.
There's one after Signature. I don't remember it. What's the
There's
one
a bunch after Signature?
No, what's the one before Double Back?
All right, you already forgot now.
The Gronin's. I did.
I told you forgot now. Joe Thomas, New Man. You forgot.
That's what I thought Signature was. Yes, you're right.
Yes, that's not my favorite. Yes.
Signature, and then it's the good, the bad, and the sexy.
So that's correct. You're on number 9.
Wow.
Okay.
And then it's Double Back.
You should be home. You should be home free from here, guys. Yes, double back.
And then
Bridges, right? Or did I skip one?
Yep.
Bridges. And then My Name is Joe Thomas.
Yep.
So 12?
12, yep.
There you go.
Ah, look at the teamwork.
Yeah.
You missed one, though. You totally missed one.
Yeah, that's my fault. That was my fault. New Man, I forgot about that one.
No one said Joe Thomas, New Man. Ninja Turtles are still on the show. All right. We'll keep going.
Oh, God.
All right. Next question.
Hold on, Tom. I gotta announce this though, because I saw it on our friend DJ Soulchild's page. Apparently, Joe's working on a double album right now. It's supposed to come out this year.
Yes, I've heard that.
We've heard that since last August, but we'll hope for the best. That's all I gotta say.
Will it come up? Will it come up before the Tyrese album, the joint album?
Yeah, I think the Joe album. I don't think that joint project's ever coming out.
Okay.
But the Joe album, I actually think we'll get a Joe album soon. Okay. But I don't know when.
All right.
Next question. Name the first single released by this artist. The first single they ever released. Guy.
Okay. Kyle, I know you're looking at me because you were like -3 at this age or something.
I have a general idea, but I don't know.
No, because what I'm thinking of is absolutely not right. So what's your general idea?
It's a trick question, isn't it, Tom?
It is a trick question.
Yeah, it's a trick because that's why I'm not.
Then I'm throwing my hand. I've got nothing.
The song was Round and Round.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't freaking I Like or whatever. So yeah.
I told you guys this was hard.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll make it a little easier now. Okay. What year did this artist release their debut album? This is an artist we talk about a lot in the show. He's my boy, Mark Nelson.
Oh my gosh.
Ed's reaction is priceless. I love it.
And we're not talking as yet. We're talking solo.
And we're not even talking about Chocolate Moon. I'll give you a hint.
97.
1991.
What?
Kyle, we interviewed him and he gave the whole history. Do you listen to my interviews, Kyle?
Damn. I gotta say.
Damn. In your defense, we do a ton of freaking interviews.
Yes.
So no one has that much time in the day.
That's true.
Ed, you have no excuse. You have nothing going on.
Oh, please. Would you know it if you talked to him? No. I'd be talking about ass yet too.
All right. Last question. Have we gotten anything right here?
No.
I count Joe as right.
All right. We're going back to the first single released by category.
Okay.
Right.
Brian McKnight.
Ooh. No.
Now I know the year of that.
Yes.
But I mean, it ain't One Last Cry.
No.
No.
But that is one of the saddest songs of all time. I'll tell you that.
Oh, no question.
Yes. But his first
I don't know. Some song in 92. That's all I can tell you.
It's called The Way Love Goes.
Yet another one that does not ring a bell with you.
I told you this was hard. All right.
This is
since you guys performed so poorly, I'm going to give you a bonus question to clean it all up and come out on top. Name 3 songs by this artist.
All right.
One of Ed's favorite artists of all time, Alexander O'Neal. Name 3 songs.
Alexander O'Neal? Why is this the Alexander O'Neal show?
And Saturday Love does not count.
Oh,
No, no, come on now, player. That should count. You talk about a classic. Oh my gosh. I guess Kyle, you're not gonna jump on this one.
No.
Oh my gosh. All right, hold up. I mean, first of all, fake. That's easy.
Well, Ed, I'll tell you what. We can probably just name 3 songs that don't even exist, and Tom won't even know if it's true or not.
Oh, come on.
That's true. First of all, I should be able to count Saturday Love, but let me think back to the 80s. Because fake is easy. Criticize is easy. So I need one more.
Criticize?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Shalimar song?
No, that was one of his songs. It was a big deal. So you asked the question and don't know.
I was listening to 80s R&B today.
Wow.
Let's scrap this. Let's scrap this question.
Were you
listening to get Alexander? Give me some.
Last thing. I want you on the spot to name this. Better song. Luther Vandross, Never Too Much, or Frankie Beverly and Mays, Before I Let Go. Both of you answer that.
Frankie.
Like which
and this is because you guys never let me do my 80s R&B episode.
Before I Let Go. Not even close. I love Luther, but no.
I want to say Never Too Much, but I think it's just because Frankie B's a little played out. Like I hear it so much. But they're on the same level.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, you guys won by a technicality, I guess, on the Joe question. So, Ninja Turtles all around.
Well, you should have given me more time for Alexander O'Neal and given me Saturday Love and stopped cheating. I had my 3 songs.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for that quiz or that trivia, Tom.
I guess.
I think we all have some homework to do. But let's switch gears here. Ed, you talked about a couple of artists that passed away. Black Rob, DMX. We forgot Quentin Tarver.
Yes, I did forget about that.
He passed away.
Does come in 3s.
I believe from a car accident, but I need to confirm on that. But with DMX's passing, because of the 3, I think he's the most recognizable, and he's done some stuff in R&B as well. And I spent the past week going back and listening to the DMX catalog and just some of his collaborations. I really love that song he did with Monica on Monica's
one of my favorites.
Third album. But then I stumbled on that Aaliyah record, Come Back in One Piece, and it really got me thinking, because then I went back and looked at the Romeo Must Die soundtrack, which is like one of the best soundtracks. But Aaliyah has 4 songs on that soundtrack. One with DMX. She has Are You Feeling Me with Timbaland, Try Again, the one that Static wrote, and then also I Don't Wanna, which Jonte Austin wrote. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Of those 4, which is the best one of those 4? Because all 4 of them, I would say, are great songs. 3 of them were actually singles. I don't think Are You Feeling Me was a single, but it kind of feels like one. Like people celebrate that song like it was a single. So of those 4, which one are you guys rocking with, Tom?
Who produced Come Back in One Piece, Kyle?
Irv Gotti.
Oh, wow. I always thought that was such a unique production. You know, that's why it stood out to me. Yeah. First of all, shout out to DMX. I always loved, the song he had with Faith Evans on his debut album, How's It Going Down? And he collaborated with Faith later on, and a couple albums later, I believe. Yeah, but,
certainly
true R&B legend. As far as this Aaliyah question, first of all, I just want to say how unique it was to have an artist release 4 songs on a soundtrack. Like, I mean, we've seen similar things, but I thought it was so dope that Aaliyah did that. All those 4 songs were standouts.
Yeah.
I never loved Try Again, even though it was a huge hit. I mean, I think it's a good song. I think it got played out, and I kind of just was like over it. And it wasn't Are You That Somebody to me. So I couldn't love it. I Don't Want to, just to me, it was a little too slow for my taste. Are You Feeling Me? Cool song.
It's cool.
I like it. I like it a lot, but I got to go with the DMX song. Come Back. Well, that's the one I play the most. Just unique, the way, the collaboration, the production, especially for Aaliyah. So I like that one.
What about you, Ed?
Well, once again, shout out to my boy DMX. Honestly, one of my favorite artists of all time. I think I've talked here before. Like, I have his book is one of my favorite books of all time. His debut album is one of my favorite albums of all time. And if you were not around in 1998, it's kind of hard to describe how one guy instantly changed the landscape over the course of like a year. He showed up on a random LL song in 1997. By 98, everybody was riding motorcycles with pit bulls on chains, doing the little circles in the parking lot. Like he absolutely transformed the game. Put all those shiny suits of Puffs in the closet. So shout out to DMX for completely giving hip hop a makeover. And even though, I mean, I say it all the time here, y'all, we got to celebrate our legends, whether him or Black Rob. It's sad that when we see them out of the spotlight or we see them struggling, we poke fun or talk about, oh, they fell off and this or that. Like these dudes actually put the groundwork in for the music that you love today. So show love while they're here. Don't do the post after they're gone because they can't see it. But getting back to the point, those 4 songs, you're right. The reviewer, I can take reviewer Ed and fan Ed because reviewer Ed can say that all 4 of these songs are great. Yeah. But from a fan perspective, I got to agree with Tom on Try Again. I was never a big Try Again fan. Like, it's all right. It just never did much for me. And the fact they played it out kind of put it off the table. But along with that, much as I just gave DMX props, I never really Get Back in One Piece all that much. It was this good song, of course, a well-constructed song. I like the production. I really like the Aaliyah's hook, the way she just kind of ran the words together. It's always kind of fun to me, but I didn't love it. Of the 4, I Don't Wanna is the one that I play the most.
That's a good pick.
Interestingly enough, wasn't I Don't Wanna on another soundtrack as well?
Yes. That was on the second Friday movie.
Something.
Yeah, I think it was on that one.
I don't even think I knew that. Oh, that's good pick.
It was the Friday without Chris Tucker in it. I think it's on that soundtrack too.
Well, anyway, what's your pick, Kyle?
Now you guys got me. Well, I mean, if I choose Try Again, I think I'm going to be getting called out for not being a true Aaliyah fan because apparently you're not allowed to like her singles. But
oh my gosh, you can Try Again if you want to.
Yeah, I'll go with Try Again just for the fact it's not only the song, but it's the music video where Aaliyah's like walking on the wall with Jet Li in there. I thought that was always super cool. But I would say that of those 4 songs, I Don't Wanna has had the greatest lasting power. Like people still play that song to this day. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I feel like Try Again pops up the most, but I Don't Wanna at the time, I felt like didn't get a lot of love, but it definitely gets the love it deserves now. Are You Feeling Me is the one that I feel like no one talks about, and that's a fun song.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, rest in peace to Aaliyah. You know what's crazy about Come Back in One Piece, and this is what I realized, is DMX has passed away, Aaliyah's passed away, Static's passed away. So that's 3 people that were involved in that song that's passed away. Only Irv Gotti is still alive, and we hope Irv Gotti.
Something tells me when we're all gone, it'll be the cockroaches, it'll be the Twinkies, and it'll be Irv Gotti. Irv ain't going nowhere. He's too stubborn.
Yeah. But Ed, let me say this. To your point, though, we're coming into a time when we're losing more and more of our legends. It's going to keep happening. Yeah. We've got so many out there. They're getting older. Things happen. But Ed, to your point, like we got to celebrate them while they're here. I mean, we have to. We can't just keep waiting until they're gone to celebrate them. People were just dissing DMX for being a bum, for being a freaking has-been and washed up.
Yeah,
you can't treat a legend like that. So let's learn. Let's finally learn and move on and keep celebrating these artists.
Yeah.
Play on my own timeline. I remember when DMX had the verses with Snoop Dogg, and people were asking, "Oh, who is going to win?" And of course, I picked DMX. I love Snoop, but I thought DMX had the higher highs in terms of hits. And DMX only had 1-2 good songs. Oh, he's trash. Oh, all he had is Rough Riders album. And of course, the same people now are got a DMX post every 3 or 4 seconds. That's cool to celebrate these legends while they're gone, but please show them the respect that they're due now so they can see your posts.
Ed, those are the same people not wearing masks and not getting the vaccine.
Oh, man.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I
keep your cooties and your bad takes yourself. It needs to be taken there.
Listen, DMX's streams have exploded since his passing, so people are listening now. If they weren't before, they're listening now.
Oh, geez.
But on to that point,
I wish they were before.
You know what I would like to see from major labels is for them to set up like a union or something so that these artists are protected long after, you know, their mainstream success when they don't have that ink. I know it's tough, but Ed, I think even in the WWE, which I don't know why I'm comparing it to wrestling, but even
You
after
should.
even
We're getting
after
there.
even after the wrestlers leave the company and, you know, they go off and do their own thing, if you're a former WWE employee, you can always go into their program if you had some substance abuse or you're struggling with that stuff. Like the WWE will support you throughout that whole process. Like there has to be something like that for hip hop and R&B, or we're going to continue seeing artists that are struggling that have to resort to scamming people. Like I just want to see something for these artists.
It's annoying, and I'm glad you brought it up because one thing again that I have seen, like unfortunately with Black Rob's situation, we didn't know he had this health situation until around the time that DMX passed, and he kind of showed love to DMX, and we saw him in the hospital not looking well at all.
Yeah.
And then we hear people saying, "Oh, well, he should be rich, and what did he do with his money?" And I mean, obviously, who knows what he did with his money? You aren't
Right.
in his household. But instead of there should be something to support these artists if they don't have healthcare. I don't know his situation, but there should be something to support artists where it's beyond we seeing something. And the fact that this man had to do like a GoFundMe to pay his hospital bills, it just kind of breaks my heart. I don't feel like that is what we should be seeing for our legends, but that's what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he passed, but there needs to be something. There needs to be more support. But if you're waiting on the industry to do it,
Nope.
well, please, once they get done with you, they will wring you out like an old dish rag and throw you aside. And it's like, oh, hope you save your money because that's the best thing for them. It's sad, and I just wish more for all the people that we love. They gave us all these memories, man. I'm listening to all these Black Rob songs. I dare you, Tom. You know what I'm talking about. I love them.
Oh man, I gotta listen to that debut album now. I told you I heard someone blasting "Woe in the Streets" out here in Harlem yesterday, and you never hear that. So I should have known to check Instagram or check my Twitter feed. Oh, what happened to Black Rob?
Yeah,
you know that's the only time they'll play that song. Something happened, you know, something bad happened. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, Kyle, you're right. I mean, but music industry, it'll chew you up and spit you out. That's how it goes.
Yep, we got to do better. We got to give these artists dental plans, the whole thing.
401k.
Do it all. Do it all, guys. Let's talk about some of our favorite releases that have come out recently, or just a song that you're really loving right now, that you're really feeling, that's been on your playlist. It can be old or new, but I mean, I'll start off here. I actually just tweeted this out recently. That Sevyn Streeter song that she put out with Chris Brown and one of the ASAPs, I think it's Ferg. It samples the Total record, Can't You See? I really like that song. I've been playing that a lot. And
I have not heard that yet.
I'll send it to you later. I think you'll like it. I don't know if you'll like it. I know how much you love Total and how offended you are when anyone samples anything 90s related, but we'll see.
Oh my gosh, I give it a little bit of credit. Come on now.
All right. But Sevyn is set to drop her album, Drunk Thoughts or Drunk Words and Sober Thoughts. I think that's the name. I gotta double check on that. But album is set to come out later this year. So stay tuned for that.
Drunk Thoughts. That's Ed's motto.
Yes.
You would say that.
I saw you with that bottle there.
I'm surprised you don't have one off screen today. That's usually your mojo.
Can I share mine, Kyle?
Yes.
See, there he goes right there. Straight vodka. What can you do?
Please. This is straight water
H2O.
of the spring.
Anyway, I heard this song actually yesterday. It might be late, but the Isley brothers and Snoop Dogg have a song out. Ed, have you heard this?
Yeah,
I have.
So they just dropped the video, I think, a week ago to coincide with their appearance on Versus. Man, it just reminded me. I forgot the title, by the way. Do you remember the name of the song?
It's like Friends or something?
Yeah.
Something about friends?
Something like it. You know what it is, though? It's just a feel-good song. It's about being with friends, having a good time. And it reminded me of what I miss a lot about R&B that I'm hearing, you know, newer stuff. You never hear feel-good music, stuff that makes you want to groove, stuff that makes you want to get together, have a good time. You know, I watched the video. I saw Ronald Isley with that gray beard. How old is he now? Like 80 something?
He's got to be easily 70 or 80. Maybe not
Damn,
80, probably
good
70.
for him. He's looking good. Shout out to him for being, grooving, having a good time. Like, that's what it's about. I need stuff like that in my life right now. We're in a tough time in this world and in this country. We don't get stuff like that. So I was so happy to hear the song and video.
What about you? Well, actually, with that song, I'll mention this because someone had asked me, did R. Kelly write that song? And it does kind of sound like an R. Kelly song. And I've looked at the credits, and in nowhere does it say it's R. Kelly. It feels like R. Kelly. I can't believe I'm still saying R. Kelly. I don't think we're allowed to mention him. But
you said it a lot.
Are you saying R. Kelly's ghostwriting from jail?
Well, you remember when Shine? Remember when Shine was doing remixes on the jail phone on Confessions?
Oh yes.
It would not shock me.
Yeah, so I don't know if that song is written by R. Kelly. It sounds like it, but there's politics involved. You don't want to attach your name too much to that guy, but the Isley brothers have done a lot with him, so take it for what you will.
Well, just check the credits. If there's a guy named Kelly Robert that has been credited to the song, it might be him. Who knows? I do feel it does feel a little R. Kelly-ish. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But I like it.
Yes. Ed, what's your song of the week? What are you feeling right now?
Well, yeah, I got to cheat because we missed a recording last week. So now I have two songs that I really been feeling. Number one, this one just came out. Your boy JoJo, his song Official. I don't know what it is about that song, but I have been playing it a lot.
Wow.
It's just so fun. It's just a fun song. It's JoJo. It's the rasp that you know. I don't know what it is about it, but that song really has stuck with me the past couple of days. So
when you said your boy, who were you pointing at?
I was pointing at Kyle. But
okay,
gotcha. It would be my girl JoJo. So I was kind of confused when you said my boy and then you said JoJo.
Oh no, Hailey, not the other one.
No, you interviewed him, Kyle. So that's now your boy. So.
That's true. That's true. All right, fair enough.
Yes, y'all were talking. So I thought you were best buddies.
That is a good song. I agree.
Anyway, the other song that I was feeling, and this came out last week, my boy Raheem Devon. So I was very excited.
Yes.
I was very excited to hear that he has a new project coming out with my other boy, Apollo Brown. If you aren't familiar with Apollo Brown, hip hop circles, they definitely are one of the most underrated producers in the game right now. He's very soulful in himself. So putting Raheem and Apollo together, I feel like could be some real magic. They have an album coming out next month. The song is called When a Man. I like it a lot. I think that this project could be something special. So I have my eyes open and my ears open for this one.
Kyle, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
I have a release radar on Spotify. So I follow like all of our artists that we cover, pretty much like all the 90s artists, 2000s artists. Guys, there's not much coming out.
No.
Like I check that thing every Friday for new releases.
Yeah.
Because we don't always get sent everything. Artists sometimes just drop it, don't tell us. Guys, there's really not much coming out in R&B. Like it's kind of sad, and the Raheem joint is great. The Sevyn song is great. I found the Isley Brothers song, but there's not many choices I could have even came up with because there's just not much coming out. I'm sad about it.
What about
I'm sad too. I do wonder if it's just kind of an after effect of the pandemic. A lot of the albums
it could be
last year were probably worked on pre-pandemic, and now we're kind of in that space where folks just weren't able to record, or they're like, I can't tour, so why record? So we're probably in this weird space. I'm hoping things pick up as the vaccines and things start to open up a little bit. But you're right. I mean, I review an album like once every 2 months at this point. It's very weird.
What about the Jacquees mixtape that just came out, Tom?
Are we talking about this, Kyle?
I mean, we're here.
So, Kyle, you sent me a song. And you said, Tom, check this out. You said...
What song was it, Tom?
You said, Tom, Jacquees covered some of your favorite artists, Joe, Jon B. Who's the other one?
Donell
Jones, yeah.
Yes.
Darnell.
Southern. I got to use my Southern accent, but Darnell. But anyway. He covered They Don't Know by Jon B. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a cover. I mean, there was auto-tune in the first verse. I had to turn it off immediately. What was going on?
Because it's Jacquees. Why is anybody surprised? This man is nothing but a karaoke artist. Like, are we doing?
Kyle,
oh man,
listen, no disrespect. I mean, to anyone involved, but Really? I couldn't even get through the first verse. Why was there auto-tune?
Yeah.
You're covering a classic song and you can't even sing the thing? I'm sorry. I just...
That's true.
It just hurt me. I mean, because that's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a timeless song. And like, that's not doing it justice.
Well,
you know, and
well, here's my question. And this is not geared to Jacquees because, you know, Jacquees is Jacquees. But when a new artist covers a song, a classic at that, and throws auto-tune at it, who does it benefit? Because it's not going to benefit the audience that loved the original.
Yeah.
They're just going to go back to the original. It's probably not going to be geared towards the new folks because that stuff is way too slow for them. Like, who's that geared towards?
Actually, I think it is geared toward the new folks because here's what it is. A hit is a hit. It's a reason why you can take a song from the 60s that was a hit, retool it, and be a hit in 2021 because a hit's a hit.
Sure.
So they feel like that if they can take a hit and update it also by covering up bad vocals with some auto-tune and put it in 2021, or, oh, this is a new vision of this classic song, but it's just the same song with some robot vocals on it. It ain't gonna work because the people who love the original will be immediately turned off. It'll be like throwing acid in their face.
Wow.
And those who are feeling it now are not gonna feel it for the very reason you said, Kyle. Because they're like, this isn't the vibe that we get with. They like vibes, but not those kind of vibes. So it's not gonna work either way. So unless you can give it the actual oomph in your vocals or in the production that it deserves, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Well, Kyle,
yes.
I'm gonna flip it on you real quick because I got to give props to Jacquees because who else of his generation is even paying attention to the Jon B's and the Joes and the Donell Jones of the world? Not anyone I'm aware of.
Nope.
I mean, Kyle, when you interview Ella May, you got to ask her to name 3 Jon B songs.
Oh my God.
And see what happens.
That won't go too well.
She might be able to do it, actually. I see her talking about classic R&B artists all the time.
In all seriousness.
Yes.
In all seriousness. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Because of that whole situation. But anyway,
yes.
I do give them props for at least acknowledging them. Even if he can't pull off their vocal performance, even if no one cares if he covered a Jon B song, at least he's acknowledging them and bringing light to their presence, his audience. So I give him credit for that. But one last thing, Ed, when you said acid in the face, it reminded me of a conversation we had recently about Mortal Kombat. Wasn't there a character who spit acid or something? Or
that was Reptile, right?
Reptile.
Oh yeah, my man Reptile.
Ed. So Reptile's out here singing R&B now, spitting acid. I like it.
Well, listen, when I hear this auto-tune, that's what it sounds like to me. It hits my face and it turns to a skull. Shout out to the Mortal Kombat movie that drops next week.
And Tom, on a side note, you're talking about artists that acknowledge like Jon B and Donell. Give Bruno Mars like 4 more albums once he's done with the 60s and the 70s. He'll soon enough get to them. I'm just kidding.
He's going the opposite direction. He did New Jack Swing and then went backwards. So he's going to like the 40s next, I think. I don't know.
The 40s? Good Lord.
Beethoven's on deck for Bruno Mars. Watch.
If he can put some energy behind some Beethoven, I'll be here for it.
Wow. Congrats to Silk Sonic, by the way, for hitting number 1 on the Billboard 100 with Leave the Door
We ain't
Open.
talking about that enough. A #1 R&B song on Billboard. That's the thing.
We're gonna
don't get me started.
We'll talk about that next week. We're running out of time. But Ed, I promise you we'll talk about that next time. But right now, we need to make some money on this podcast. We need to get some Usher bucks on deck.
Oh my God. From Jacquees to Usher bucks. That's what we doing.
Hey man, we need the Usher bucks, and we also need the new album that B Cox has said is just about done. They're in the final. They're in that last minute. They're putting the final touches on it. It's ready to come out. It's been such a weird, because Tom, that first record that he put out with LMA, B Cox sent that to us in November of 2019.
I remember. It made our top 3. Wasn't number 2 or 3?
Yeah, number 2 or number
2019.
3. Yeah,
I remember.
Wasn't that #1? I thought it was #1.
No, there was a song. There was.
It was like
song.
number 2.
Yeah, number 1 was After 7 or something.
Okay.
No, After 7. No,
I think it was After 7.
I'll pull it
I
up.
have to go check. I could have sworn that was #1.
Well, let me explain. So he dropped that record. It hit #1 on Urban AC, and then he dropped Sex Beat with Little Jon and Ludacris, which had a lot of internet buzz, didn't really do anything. But then he dropped Bad Habits, which Ed, you talked about last week, and that hit #1 as well. So he has the #1 hits on the R&B charts. I'm not sure what his aim is, if he's trying to hit the pop charts, but I gotta ask, is he waiting too long? Because like, if I were him, I would have dropped the album certainly after the LMA record, but even Bad Habits, that was a big song, yet we're still waiting. It's just kind of weird and at the same time interesting to see.
Hold on, Ed. #1 in 2019. Our boys, Jon B and Donell Jones, understand?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Damn, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a long 2 years.
Yeah.
But Kyle, to your point, I think there are a couple of things at play here. First, I'll fuss about Usher books in a second, because I got fussing to do there. But let's talk about the actual album. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on this one because, again, we're in a weird time. So 2019, it would have made sense for that to at least drop sometime in 2020. But as I've said a million times, 2020 was a wash for a lot of people. And he may have said, we're not going to be able to push this the way that we can. Yeah, I can just drop it. And like, it'll get some hashtags for a day. But the push that he may have planned for this, I don't know what he had planned. Maybe that got thrown off by the pandemic. So they just had to kind of lay low. Bad Habits did its thing. I really like that song. And maybe they're holding out hope that in 2021, they can get some momentum. And that's why we got these little stunts at the strip club. I'll get on that later. I cannot stand stunts. But I wonder if the reason why we've seen this halt in momentum is because of the pandemic. And if that's the case, he's going to have to do something else on the back end of it to kind of stir some momentum up again. Because other than this little mess with the play money, there hasn't been any conversation. I mean, we get every 6 months or so B Cox. Shout out to my boy. I love B Cox, but we'll get something that says, "Oh, we got this about to come out. We're putting the final touches on it." Reminds me of your friend that's always like, "I'm right around the corner. Give me 5 minutes to meet up with y'all in 5 minutes." 5 minutes has been 35 minutes. So that's whatever. I know they're doing their thing, but it may be time for us to get another song to get some momentum rolling, unless we think that this play money, this McDonald's money, this Monopoly money is the push that we're looking for. Y'all can keep that.
Ed, it actually reminds me of that friend you have, or anyone has, that you ask them if they're on the way to come hang out, and they say, "Yeah, I'm on the way." They haven't even left the bed yet to go and get ready.
Yep.
On the way. I'm going to hop in the shower, texting you from the bed. I'm going to hop in the shower.
Oh, man.
All right, dude.
But Kyle, let me ask you this, Kyle, because I often question, it's even like, what's even the meaning of releasing an album in 2021? Like, does it even matter for Usher? Is it even going to help him in any way? I feel like the singles, if anything, have done their part. They've kept his name in the spotlight. Yeah. Like, what is the album really going to accomplish?
Maybe a tour. That's the only thing I can think of. If he plays off the Confessions title, he can do a Confessions tour, because that came out. It's going to be that came out in 2004. Where I'm trying to do the math here. What is that? 17 years?
We're closing in on 20.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. He might want to hold off for 2024. Say it's a 20-year anniversary of Confessions. New Confessions out.
I can't get Usher bucks for 2 more years, y'all.
I don't know. Kyle,
just give it.
No, like, that's the only benefit I see right now for Usher to put out an album. I would say that the last few releases he's put out, that LMA record and Bad Habits especially, like those two, I think they've put him back in our good graces, in that he's no longer doing those weird trap songs that he was doing a few years back. I'm just keeping it real, right? So from that standpoint, I think it's helped. Will a whole album help in terms of bringing him back to the mainstream in the way that we know? Probably not, just because R&B is not in that position right now. But will it help his stature as a superstar? I don't know about that either, because it's just the climate. It has nothing to do with him. But it might just open up an opportunity for him to tour. I know he has the Vegas residency that's set to take place during the summertime. I don't know if that's still happening, but that's the only thing, because really R&B albums at this point, I don't know. Aside from that Twitter hype that goes on for about 2 days, no one's really looking for these anymore.
2 days, literally, day and a half even.
If that, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but yes, we are at the
It's
point. I had someone shout me out on Twitter not long ago, and they were frank, and they asked, they were like, "What do you feel like? Because you do these album reviews. Do you feel like we'll ever get like that classic album anymore?" I've told before, like I haven't given 5-star album in almost 10 years at this point. Like, will we ever get that in? And I struggle with that because I don't feel like artists make albums like they used to. We get them occasionally, but like Kyle said, like, are we getting full R&B albums, or are we getting 45 song playlists like Cousin Chris? And that we're using that to fuel streams, but we aren't having albums in a way that we used to love and consume. So now it's just a product to push streams, or a product to push touring, which they kind of always were, but even more so now.
Yep.
I really want this album because the songs that we've gotten are very good. Yep. So I want it, but do we need it? I don't know.
I'll need it. You guys will need it. I don't know if a general R&B fan that's listening to like this new age R&B will need it. So it is what it is. But let's put some money on this, Ed. Which album will be better, the Silk Sonic album or this Usher album? We're gonna put 500 Usher bucks on the line for this.
Well, if we're putting 500 Usher bucks on it, put me down for 5,000 Usher bucks. Man, that's a great question. They're gonna be two different sounds.
Yeah,
I know the answer.
Well, we know your answer. Just mute his mic. But when it comes to albums, like, we know more about Usher's. We don't really know much about Silk Sonic. They're kind of they're a little bit of a wild card right now. If I had to put money on it, I would put money on Usher because it's a safer bet right now. I think both albums are going to be something. They're going to be something.
Tom?
The answer is, so it's Usher versus, what is it, Semisonic?
Silk Sonic.
Supersonics.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, well, Supersonics. Okay. The answer is After 7.
That album will probably be good.
Hit the mute button.
That album, are you going to say that album will not be better than both of these albums we're talking about? Listen to their last album.
Their last album was great, yes.
Better
than both of these, I would have to see about that, player. And I'm a fan.
In reality. I just wanted to shout them out because I think we missed them last week. They dropped their single.
Yes.
I don't think we got a chance to talk about it.
No, we didn't. We did not. Yes, but yes.
But After 7, they got a dope single. I think the albums are really good, like the last one was. So
yes.
Shout out to After 7. And I have no response on the other question, just so you know.
Okay. So Ed, 5,000 Usher bucks on the Usher album.
Just because it's a safer bet, and I always bet safe.
Someone put that down. Wow, it's almost been an hour and we haven't even gone through the chicken intermission yet.
Well, we missed a week. We got a lot to get into.
So, I have my own chicken intermission, actually.
You do?
Oh, no.
Well, no, it's a quick question for both of you. Is it ever safe to buy chicken from a gas station convenience shop?
What?
No. Wait.
No.
What kind of chicken?
Like they have a little setup and you have a gas station, and then a store like attached to it. And they're just cooking it on the little.
And they have a little rotating thing, like rolls around. That's probably sitting there for 4 days.
I mean, how's that any different than going to 7-Eleven and getting a hot dog?
Well, who does that?
That's exactly what that's the same thing.
But who does that eat?
Well, Kyle apparently.
Oh man, you should try their nacho cheese at 7-Eleven.
Oh.
You put that
you
put that on your hot dog.
Nacho cheese.
Put that on your hot dog next time, Ed. I'm telling you.
You put it on the hot dog?
Yes.
Oh.
All right. I'm sorry.
I have had the nacho cheese.
I stole Kyle's chicken intermission. Kyle, go ahead.
I just randomly searched this up before we got on here. Another website listed the top 5 chocolate bars. This is not. I'm not going to give you the order that they listed these in. It was actually 25, but I'm going to give you the 5. I'm not going to give you the order, but I want you guys to rank them.
Okay.
So it was. So they had mentioned Kit Kat, Twix, Snickers, the Hershey's, the original one, just like the chocolate bar, and Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Wait,
That's 4.
Reese's peanut butter cup? No, that was 5.
That was 5.
No, what
Kit
was the
Kat?
5th one?
Twix,
Kit Kat,
Snickers,
Twix, Snickers.
Hershey's.
Oh, Hershey's. Okay.
Yes.
And then
That's the top
Reese's.
5?
Yeah.
Where's Three Musketeers in there?
Three
All right.
Musketeers is in the trash, is where it is.
Oh my
Wow.
God. What the? Wow.
It's awful.
I mean, can we just start out by stating the obvious?
Depends what the obvious is.
Kit Kat is a watered down version of Twix, is it not?
I don't know if I'd say they're similar. I would say they're cousins. I wouldn't say they're watered down.
Yes.
I mean, you got to go with the original. You got to go with the Hershey's right here.
No,
best?
player. Number one
gotta-
is Snickers with a bullet. Come on.
No, Snickers is the most overrated candy bar I've ever heard of in my whole life. in fact.
Because it's Tom, and Tom likes the plainest thing
No.
ever. So of
You got
course you only
peanut.
like the
Why are
straight
you
chocolate.
messing up chocolate by adding peanuts to it?
You don't like
Damn.
chocolate and nuts?
Damn.
Damn.
It's just a waste.
Oh my gosh.
I'll say
now
this
is-
though.
Yeah.
Snickers are a ripoff. Like they're this small, but they cost the same as like a chocolate bar is that big.
Because they have those nuts and they're so filling. Like I couldn't eat a Snickers in that long.
Now, hold on, Ed. Are you going to tell me that Snickers is better than Milky Way?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
my. Cut this
What?
guy's mic off, Kyle.
My
Please.
Milky Way is better than Snickers. What are you talking about?
It must be, Kyle, it must be a Southern thing. I think.
All right. So wait, hold on. So the answer.
What is-
So wait. So Tom, your favorite of those 5 is Hershey's, the original.
Of course, because
You,
it's
you,
the
you got to go
plainest
with the
of them
original, the
all.
plainest one. You can't mess up chocolate by adding nuts and other stuff you find in the ground. I don't know.
And Ed, your favorite is the Snickers.
Actually, I'm not a big candy bar guy, but by far, that's the best one here. Don't listen to Tom. He eats a bowl of water for dinner.
So the list, the list I gave you was actually in order from 5 to 1. So their number 1 is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
That's not
But
a
that's
candy
not
bar.
even a candy bar. That's cheating.
Actually,
then
I think they
it
make
is.
a candy bar now. They
But
make
I
one,
would
think.
put that. I would probably put that above Snickers. But that's not.
Well,
a candy
actually,
bar.
Kyle, I seen this thing. It was like a Reese's peanut butter cup with Reese's pieces inside. Now,
Wow.
oof, man,
That's good?
that's good right there. Ed,
Wow.
you
Wait a
win.
minute. Now you say that a Snickers is too much because it has nuts in it, but you will eat candy with candy inside the candy.
But nuts is not a piece of candy, though. Like that's making it too healthy. If you want to go with candy, you got to put caramel, peanut butter, sugar, not nuts.
Claire, that's too much. I don't want to eat a Starburst with Skittles inside.
All right, Ed. Ed's
was
answer
what
should
this-
have been. Ed's answer should have been trail mix. I think.
Oh man, with a little
Actually, I love trail mix. Stop hating on trail.
even with the raisins.
Oh,
Yes.
the raisins.
Oh man.
Yes, I'll eat it with the raisins. I don't like it with the M&Ms. That's gross.
Actually, Tom, that reminds me. That reminds me. Reese's actually released a new thing for their peanut butter cups. I think like the outside coating is peanut butter, and then the inside. I don't know if they've like flipped them around and inversed.
Oh,
it
that's
where the-
weird.
Where the inside is chocolate, or if the whole thing is just peanut butter.
No, that's just weird.
That I don't
I don't
want
know.
that. That's gross.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I want to quickly point out here, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. And we don't have to really get into a huge discussion because I know we're running out of time. But I spoke to Carrie Hilson recently. Super nice. I've met her in person once, and she remembered me. And last time we had a great conversation. And I recently interviewed her. Another great conversation. And something that she said really stuck out to me. And I hope most more artists take this into consideration. Carrie said, right now she's not really passionate about putting out music, which is why she's decided to put her focus into filming, which she's doing great in. But I think there has to be a thing for us as consumers to understand some artists, especially at this point, they don't feel the need to put out music. They don't want to put out music. So we need to stop telling them to put out music.
I feel that. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, what is the urgency to put out music when, especially you're an artist like a Carrie Hilson, you've done your thing before. I think sometimes we forget that even though for a lot of these artists, music is a passion, it's also a job. And
Yeah,
if you don't
yeah.
enjoy your job anymore, you're not gonna keep doing your job. It's no different than the dude that works at the 7-Eleven is turning Tom's chicken on the thing.
Oh man,
like if you're not enjoying your yes. So if you're not enjoying your job, it's pretty hard when like she may like creating music, but the actual process of putting out an album and touring and promo and dealing with people on Twitter, bringing up Beyonce every 5 seconds. And stop bringing up Beyonce and Carrie's beef. There's no beef. Biggie told you what beef was. It was not Beyonce and Carrie Hilson.
Wow.
Give it up.
Wow.
But when we take that away, she may love making music in her crib, but when it comes to all of the other stuff that comes with it, I can't blame her. Go get your film dollars, sis. Do your thing.
Now, Tom, Carrie's not passionate about music right now. That's not her focus, but can we give some love to some artists that we feel, because it's certainly impressive to see artists who have been in the game for a long time that still have that love and passion for it, because it's not many, but I mean, the first one to come to mind to me is Lettucey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we talked about this offline, and listen, if I don't name someone here, it's not personal. I just know what I see on Instagram or what someone tells me in an interview. I can't name everyone.
Yeah.
So this is just people I see on Instagram who appear that they're having fun and enjoying the art of creating.
Yes.
And not even necessarily to put out. They just like making music. So I want to shout out our boy Jon B.
Yep.
I want to shout out Maya, who seems to live in the studio at this time. She doesn't have to.
Yep.
Raheem Devon. This guy seems like he has a project out every 6 months.
Yep.
My boy Eric Roberson.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Lettucey. My boy RL, who a lot of these artists have studios in their home, and the purpose of that is not to make money. They just want to go down to their basement and create, because that's an outlet for them.
Yeah,
like this podcast is an outlet for us. That's their outlet. So power to them, even if they don't make money off of it or ever release it. Lewis York. I got to give credit to Lewis York.
Claude and Chuck. Yep.
Claude and Chuck.
Yep. Having
so much fun making music. Like, it's just so fun to see. And I wish it was like that for most artists. But remember, this is a business. You know, they a lot of artists, they got to do it for a living, and they can't just afford to maybe make music for fun. So it's not to diss anyone, but shout out to those who we see have Tank too.
Tank, yep.
I got to give credit to Tank. He's in the studio. I mean, he's putting out mixtapes. He made that Passion mixtape last year.
Yeah.
And Kyle, your boy, you mentioned one. You want to talk about him?
I mean, Chris Brown, Ed, whether you like it or not, the guy drops like 90 songs a year. He's in the studio.
He does.
So
he's in the studio. I wish he stayed a little longer, stayed in there and tightened them songs up.
Oh,
but
come on.
If we're talking passion, and I'm not reviewing, yes, the passion is there. And I agree with everybody you said. Lewis York for sure.
Yeah.
Lettucey for sure. I throw Stokely in there, or Raheem Devon for sure. And you can tell the music of people who really enjoy what they're doing. You can't listen to a Lewis York song and not feel the energy coming from that song.
Yeah.
And that's because they really enjoy what they're doing. So I think it means more when you have that passion.
Right. Let me ask you this before we move on. When do you think was the last time Lauryn Hill was in the studio?
Oh,
well, I don't know.
Probably when gas was 98 cents.
Oh,
it's
man.
been a long time.
I remember that. I do remember those days.
No,
it was like 2002, if I remember correctly, or something like that.
No, it's just interesting for someone like her who hasn't dropped anything in so long. You have to think she might be in the studio and just recording it for her own self, but maybe not.
Lauryn seems like the type that would just get her guitar, and we've seen a little bit of this on Instagram with her family. Gets her guitar, just does her thing in the living room, and everybody has fun and sings. She has long just tossed away the industry because of her struggles and whatever happened, and we can go back and forth on it. He said, she said there.
Yeah.
But I think that could be it. Like, she has no desire to make another album. Andre 3000 has said 1,000,000 times, I don't care about this money and fame. I just like music. So I'm probably not going to do anything else because I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
So it's just different. It's not stardom for everybody. It's just the creation process.
Yeah, so we need to stop bugging people about dropping new music. Just let them do it when they want to, and when they're ready to, just go support it. Tom, can we do Ed's love letter? Do you have something prepared for him this week?
Oh, man. I've been waiting for this moment, guys.
No, boy.
I explain this in my own words?
Oh,
Ed has this. He has this great column on his site, soulandstereo.com. Some of his readers write in with their situations, and Ed perfectly responds to them. I love reading those. It's so interesting. Ed, you're a master. Some of your readers are a little off. I'll
little?
But anyway, the way we do this is I'm going to read a song lyric, and Ed, you're going to respond to this artist like they were writing into you.
Exactly.
So this is a fun one, Kyle.
Yep.
I'm going to read the lyric. See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm with you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you.
Ed.
Now, Ed, how would you help this young lady?
Ed, let me just say this. That is the realest line of all time, Ed.
It's the realest line of all time. Let me tell you something. Kyle,
every female goes through that.
I never understand why. Look, player, when you were taught when you were a child, if you touch a hot stove, it's gonna burn you. And one time after you touch it once, you like, ouch. If you want to tempt fate, you don't do it again and again and again. So why is this girl who will not be named continuing to touch the hot stove while Biggie's beat plays in the background? At some point, sister, you got to learn to pull yourself away from the hot stove. Stop running back to Terrence Howard and the crazy stuff that's going on in your video.
Now, in defense of Ashanti, Terrence Howard is one of the best actors.
Yes.
I don't watch a lot of movies.
But you know him.
You know him. That's the one actor you know?
That is one of the few actors I know. So he's pretty good.
Wait, in that music video, didn't Terrence Howard like pull out like stacks of hundreds and give it to Ashanti?
Yes.
I'd stay tuned then.
But then she got around her friends and said, you ain't never gonna change, and then stomped out of the room. But then then right after that, you just saying that you were gonna be running back to him. So where are we?
Yeah.
Young Ashanti.
At some point, you gotta keep it moving, Ashanti.
Now all Ashanti does is post pictures from the beach somewhere on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Kyle is running back to that Instagram account.
Double tap every time.
Oh my God.
Sometimes triple tap just so you can see the heart twice.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Why am I here? Have some dignity, man.
Oh man. You know what's funny? Somebody actually asked us to they wanted us to do a Whatever Happened To, and I forget who the artist was. This is not good.
No, I know you're talking about. It was someone I never even heard of, really. It was like some obscure artist who had one song or something.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look this up. Ed, tell us what's going on with Soul in Stereo while I look at this.
I will do that while you dig up this mystery artist. So anyway, soulandstereo.com, go check us out, because as we've been talking about earlier, we have usually I do like my album rankings and I do some deep dives into discographies. But when my man DMX died, I just wanted to do something personal. So I just dropped my 25 favorite DMX songs. No rankings, no scorings, no criticism, just my 5 favorites. So not even put in any type of order. Check that out and just kind of relive some of the best and some underrated cuts from my boy Earl Simmons. Also, speaking of my boys, I have ranked my boys, the Clips, shout out VA. I have ranked their whole entire discography along with Malice and Pusha's solo album. So that's a big old list that you can check out. And then finally, even though album reviews are pretty slim these days, I did review the new album from my boy Conway the Machine. Check that out. One of the better hip hop joints of the year.
On that Clips note, I will agree with you now that Hell Hath is better than Lord Willin', but I prefer Lord Willin'.
Really?
Absolutely.
From a top to bottom standpoint, I think it's fair. But in terms of
not even close to me,
the era and that Neptune sound, Lord Willin' is the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that early 2000s Neptunes is your sweet spot. So of course it is, but objectively, ain't even close.
Yes.
Lord Willin', Philly's Most Wanted debut album, right?
Same thing. Philly's Most Wanted,
right there, neck and neck. Neptune's
even
primary.
Philly's Most Wanted is giving you a side eye off of that.
All right, before you get into the I Got Soul stuff, I found the person we're supposed to talk about here, Ed. They had this record called Soundtrack of My Life. The artist's name is Deemi. Do you know this Deemi?
Deemi. How do you spell it?
Deemi.
Oh, I do remember that name.
Wow.
That was that early 2000s or mid 2000s? I need to look that up. I do remember that name.
She was.
What was the name of the single?
Soundtrack of My Life.
Yes, I vaguely remember this.
All right,
was there an album?
Well, here's what our friend Cameron Hailey said. She was signed to Atlantic Records / Family Ties. Chris Styles was the one who discovered her. She was about to come out with an album. She was blowing up and literally nothing happened and she literally disappeared. She doesn't have social media. She had that one hit song and nothing else. Her album leaked years later, and other than that, nothing else. I just want to know what happened to her.
Wikipedia. It was 2007. I remember I was in Louisville.
2007.
Yep. I
should know this
song. It did not even chart, so I can't give you hit song.
Well, first of all, your friend JoJo Hailey's daughter, whoever wrote this email to you,
JoJo Hailey's daughter.
What was her name? Charlie Hailey?
Cameron.
Well, they didn't even say. They said she had a hit song.
I would have known if it was 2000.
It was not a hit song. It was definitely not a hit song.
I remember it got some play. It didn't chart, but it got some play.
Like on 106 in Park?
Maybe.
No,
I mean, I know I've heard this song before.
And what is this on the verge of blowing up? Come on. This is like exaggeration at its finest.
I would say
if we've never heard of the person.
Yeah.
We're on the top of things.
I would say Toya, the chick that sang I Do, like that to me is like a whatever happened to, because I Do is an actual hit. And I think we all recognize Toya. I don't know this Deemi person, and I was actively listening to R&B in 2007.
Listen,
I'm gonna go check it out because I do vaguely remember this.
That's our assignment at the end of the
That'll be our homework.
There's a good chance that was Deemi themselves emailing you. That's all.
It probably was. It was Deemi.
Oh man.
Wikipedia says she's the hood's princess. So Ashanti has some competition there.
I thought that was Sharifa.
Nope. It's Deemi.
Oh man.
There's a Wikipedia page on Deemi?
Yeah, she's got a whole Wikipedia.
All right, if she has a Wikipedia, then there might be some leg to this. But Tom, let me start first. I interviewed Carrie Hilson recently, did a great interview with her. Talked primarily about her film career, but snuck some music questions in there. I interviewed Woody, formerly of Drew Hill. Great interview there.
Great interview.
Tom, Ed, here's a funny story for you. At one point, when Smokey decided he didn't want to do Play anymore, it was just Static and Black, and someone actually suggested to Woody that he should hop on, so it would have been Woody, Black, and Static.
Really? I can't even comprehend that.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic though how it ended up?
Yes, that is
Smokey and Black ended up in Drew Hill. The other direction.
Crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, and Tom, I think you interviewed Kindred, the Family Soul.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. Their album Auntie and Unc is out. Support that. The Shindellas interview will be on the site any day now.
Oh yes.
Them on Instagram Live. Louis York's crew.
Hold on. Their new single is freaking amazing.
It's definitely different than anything you'll hear when you listen to R&B music. So shout out to the whole weirdo workshop putting out. I just love artists who do stuff because they're passionate about it. You got to respect the Shindellas, Louis York, all of them. So absolutely.
Yep.
Other than that, though, there's not really much, like I said, coming out. I'm waiting for, I guess, Stokely's album was the next release.
Yep.
What's the date on that? End of this month?
I believe so.
And we also have Rochelle Jordan. Their folks.
Yes.
Sent that over. So I'll have the review of that soon. So those are probably.
Other than that, though, guys, I don't think anything else is on the horizon for releases unless you've heard of something.
Queen Naija just dropped the deluxe version of her album. I want to talk about that next week because these labels are doing this weird thing where they'll drop an album and then like 4 months later they'll drop the deluxe in hopes to like revive streams because it gives the album a second look. I want to talk about that next week because that's an interesting thing that they're doing. But yeah, I think that's it for this week.
All right, I'm about to head over to the gas station, get some Snickers and chicken off the grill
Tom,
that's 4 days old.
Get the nacho cheese. It's yellow, it's sticky, it's hot, but it tastes good.
Now I would put the nacho cheese on chicken. I'll be honest. I would.
Oh yes. And make sure when you bring your wallet that you're bringing real money and not Usher bucks, please.
Oh,
look, it works in the strip club. You might be your lucky night, Tom. Throw some on the floor.
All right,
Usher bucks. This is what we're doing now.
Usher, we love you. We need that new album ASAP.
And keep the Monopoly money.
Yes. All right, we're out of here. Everyone have a good weekend, a safe weekend, and we'll be back next week to talk more R&B.